My name is John Mostyn. I've been at Highbury Studio now for 3.5 years. Studio effectively opened in 1979. Bob Lamb had a studio at his home in Moseley, where amongst other things he'd recorded the first UB40 album, Signing Off. The income that Bob had from that album left him able to buy this cricket bat factory and turn it into the studio that you're in now. Highbury is unique because it's the oldest operating studio in the city. It's the only analogue studio in the city. It has probably the nicest live room for people to play in. We call it boutique, I guess, because when clients are here, they are the only clients here. You don't get bump from the studio next door, so we can really make people feel special when they come here because we are dedicated to them getting what they want from the place, whether they're coming to rehearse or coming to record. I'd say we have some form of rehearsal going on 5 times a week, usually in the evenings, and we have probably a similar amount of recording going on. Some people come to rehearse, fall in love with the place, and then come and make a recording here. Others find us and come to record with us because they've searched for analogue studios. We've chosen to stay analogue because I love that old phrase, if you stand still long enough, you're back in fashion one day. And I think analogue is clearly back in fashion. People like Dave Grohl and Kate Bush and lots of others have said we'll never record digitally again. And the reason being, when you work with tape, it simply records a broader spectrum of sound rather than reducing it to ones and zeros. So you get the subtleties. It sounds better because you record more sound and you don't compress it. So everything just sounds that bit warmer, that little more real. I'm thrilled to say that we have an incredibly wide number of genres represented amongst our recording clients here. We've had some outrageous punk bands, we've had some tremendous jazz musicians, folk, rock, Americana, reggae. Only thing we've not done so far is traditional soul band. I'd love to get some soul in here. We have soulful people coming in, but we haven't had like Birmingham's Marvin Gaye, personally what I'd like to have come in. There's no rules at all about who comes. I don't think we're fashionable, so there's not a sort of scene around us. But somehow, the people who come here, they're all musicians and singers of fine quality, because using tape means that we capture them as they are. We don't auto-tune or fix mistakes. We're great at getting a vibe in the live room and that unique experience in recording that comes when bass, drums, guitar, keys are all put down together. And that is just so different to most studios that you go to where you'll put the drum track down, now we'll put the bass down, We're for people who love playing live. I've really enjoyed Alternative Dubstep Orchestra coming in because for me music is at its most exciting when something new is happening. Now you can argue that there's nothing new in music, but I would propose that the most exciting time in music is when existing genres are put together in new ways, and Alternative Dubstep Orchestra do exactly that. They take hints of reggae, dubstep, classical musicians along with great rhythm players and imaginative arrangements and mixing. So I've really, really enjoyed working with them. I love working with Goodnight Lenin, who've made an album here, class themselves as Americana. They're great players, great songwriters, great harmonies. And I think as the years go by, they're going to emerge as one of Britain's best bands. And then about a year ago, some chaps from Dublin came called Codaline. And they arrived, liked the room so much, they had actually finished the last bits of their album here, which so far has sold well over 1 million worldwide. They became friends as well as clients, and we had the thrill of going over to see them in Dublin a couple of weeks ago, do their homecoming show in front of 14,000 people that had come just to see them. So it was lovely meeting a young band who really creative, nice young people who have succeeded that quickly. Great. Loved having them around. I believe we contribute to the musical life in the city in a number of ways. One of the key ones is that if you're an artist and you're in the West Midlands, what's great is that you have a choice of fine studios to record in that fit different requirements, and I think Highbury sits really nicely amongst those other studios. Highbury is part of the reason that there is that wide range of choice.